My son, remember the feeding of the 5,000. The disciples brought me 5 loaves and 2 fish, and I multiplied it to feed the multitude. I do not ask you to bring abundance. I ask you to bring what you have and trust me to do the rest. I am the God who works miracles, who brings life from death, and who turns the impossible into the possible. Release your need to control. Surrender your plans to me, for my ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts. What looks like a delay to you is my preparation. What feels like silence is often my work behind the scenes. Trust in my timing, for it is always perfect. Walk by faith, not by sight. My son, I love you with an everlasting love. I have called you by name, and you are mine. You do not need to carry the weight of the world, for I already carry it. Rest in my promises, for they are faithful and true. Let go of your striving and let me work in and through you. I am the Lord, and I will accomplish all that I have purposed. Trust in me, for I am faithful and true. Always. My beloved son, let my words sink deep into your heart. From the very beginning of time, I have been God, eternal, unchanging, and sovereign. I am the one who set the stars in the heavens, who told the oceans where to stop, and who breathed life into man. I am the one who was, who is, and who is to come. Nothing in all of creation exists apart from me, and nothing happens outside my will. I hold the entire universe in my hands, and I want you to know that I do not need your help to accomplish my purposes. You are my precious child, and I love you with a love that is beyond measure. I know the thoughts of your heart, the worries that weigh on your mind, and the desire you have to do good and to make things right. But, my son, you must understand that I am not asking you to carry the weight of my plans. I am the Creator, the Sustainer, and the Redeemer. What I have set into motion, I will bring to completion. My purposes do not depend on human effort, for I am God, and I will do what I have promised. Do you remember my servant Noah? When the world was filled with corruption, I called him to build an ark. Noah obeyed, but it was not his craftsmanship that saved humanity, it was my grace. I shut the door of the ark, I brought the flood, and I preserved Noah and his family. My son, your obedience is important, but the outcome is always in my hands. Trust me to do what only I can do. Think of Abraham, to whom I promised descendants as numerous as the stars. When he tried to fulfill my promise in his own strength, it brought difficulty and pain. Yet my promise remained unbroken. At the appointed time, I gave him Isaac, the child of promise. My timing is perfect, even when it seems slow to you. Trust in me, and do not lean on your own understanding. I will fulfill my promises in my way and in my time. Look at Moses, the one I chose to lead my people out of Egypt. He felt inadequate and uncertain, but I reminded him that I am the one who goes before him. It was not Moses who sent the plagues, parted the Red Sea, or brought water from the rock. It was I, the Lord. I used him as my instrument, but the power was always mine. My son, I ask for your faith and your obedience, not your solutions or your strength. Trust me to lead, and I will do the rest. Consider David, the shepherd boy who became king. When he faced Goliath, it was not his skill or his strength that brought victory, it was his faith in me. I guided the stone from his sling and delivered my people. My son, even when the giants in your life seem insurmountable, remember that I am the one who fights for you. The battle is mine, not yours. Remember the story of Gideon, whom I called to deliver Israel from their enemies. I reduced his army to just 300 men so that my people would know the victory was from me and not from their own strength. I do not need large numbers or impressive resources. I need hearts that trust me and are willing to follow my lead. My power is made perfect in weakness, and my grace is sufficient for you. Rest in this truth. It is not about what you can do, but about what I will do through you. Do you recall the feeding of the 5,000? The disciples saw only the small amount of food they had, but I saw an opportunity to display my power. I took the 5 loaves and 2 fish and multiplied them to satisfy the multitude. My son, bring what you have to me, no matter how small it seems, and watch what I can do. I do not need abundance, I only need your trust and willingness to surrender. Look to the cross, where I demonstrated my ultimate power and love. The salvation of the world did not come through human effort, but through my sacrifice. My son Jesus gave his life so that you might live. He bore the weight of sin and defeated death once and for all. My child, there is nothing left for you to carry. The work is finished. Rest in the victory that has already been won. Be still, my son, and know that I am God. Stop striving, for your striving cannot add to or take away from what I have already planned. Come to me with your burdens, and I will give you rest. I am your refuge and your strength, your ever-present help in trouble. Trust in my ability to provide, to heal, and to restore. Trust in my timing, even when you cannot see the way forward. Trust in my love, for it is unchanging and unfailing. When the storms of life rage around you, remember that I am the one who calms the wind and the waves. When the path seems uncertain, remember that I am the one who makes a way in the wilderness and streams in the desert. When you feel overwhelmed, remember that I am the one who sustains you. You are not alone, my son, for I am always with you. Release your need to control. Surrender your plans to me, for my ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts. Let go of your fear, your doubt, and your need to understand everything. Trust in me, and I will guide your steps. I will light your path and lead you into the good plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. My son, I love you with an everlasting love. You are my cherished child, and I take delight in you. Rest in my promises, for they are faithful and true. Do not strive to carry what is not yours to bear. Trust in me, and watch as I do what only I can do. I am the Lord, your God, and I will accomplish all that I have purposed. Trust me, for I am faithful, and I will never fail you. My beloved son, I see you. I see the way your heart longs to honor me, to serve me, and to bring glory to my name. I see your efforts and your desire to make a difference in this world. I see your prayers, your work, and your hopes. And yet, my son, I need you to hear these words clearly. I do not need your help. I know that might be hard to hear, but it is not because I do not love you or value your heart. It is because I am God, and I am sufficient in all things. I do not require anyone or anything to fulfill my purposes, for I am complete, eternal, and sovereign. I am the creator of all things, the sustainer of all things, and the one who holds the very fabric of life together by my hand. I do not need you to prove anything to me, nor do I need you to struggle, to wrestle, or to strive to make my will come to pass. Take a moment, my son, and let that sink into your soul. I do not need your assistance. That does not diminish you, nor does it lessen your importance. It is, in fact, an invitation. I invite you to trust me, to surrender to me, and to allow me to work through you, not because I need you to do the work, but because I desire to walk with you in a relationship of faith, trust, and love. My plans are always perfect, always complete, and always accomplished through my power. The choice is yours. Will you rest in my strength, or will you struggle in your own? Look at the story of creation, my child. When I created the heavens and the earth, I spoke them into existence. With my words alone, I formed light and darkness, land and sea, the sun, the moon, the stars, the birds of the air, the fish of the sea, and all creatures great and small. Not a single thing in all of creation came about because of human effort or struggle. I alone did it. My voice and my will brought it all into being. And yet, here you are, with your heart striving to help me do what I have already done and will always do. You must trust in this. I am always at work. I do not rest. I do not falter. I do not waver. I know your heart and the pressures that weigh upon you, but I do not call you to carry burdens I have not designed for you. My plans are not your responsibility to carry to completion. Your role is to trust me, to listen to my voice, and to obey when I call. In doing so, you will experience the fullness of joy, peace, and purpose that comes from walking in partnership with me, knowing that I alone have the power to fulfill every promise. I have given you free will, my son, so you can choose to trust in me or to walk your own way. When you attempt to accomplish my will with your own strength, you become weary. You may become frustrated, overwhelmed, or even disillusioned. But when you trust in me and surrender your efforts to my hands, you enter into a life of peace and confidence, knowing that I will lead you in the right path. This is not about you earning my love or proving your worth, because you already have my love. You already belong to me.